The 2024 Atlantic hurricane season has been a busy one. We recently gained our 17th named storm of the season. Hurricane Rafael gained Category 3 status ahead of landfall in Cuba's south coastline yesterday afternoon. As it made landfall, max winds of 115 miles per hour. Unfortunately, it did cut off power for the entire island of Cuba yesterday. Now it's just to the north in the southern Gulf, and the outer bands still bringing in the rain across Cuba and Florida's coastline. South Florida towards the Florida Keys still seeing some of that rain. This is still considered a strong hurricane, a Category 2 in fact, with max sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. Max wind gusts of 125 miles per hour. It's still moving to the northwest at about 9 miles per hour. So it's still tapping into some of this warm Gulf water. It has been historically warm this season by about 2 to 3 degrees. So we'll see it keep a Category 2 strength throughout the rest of the day as it moves towards the west. It'll likely weaken to a Category 1 storm as we head into the weekend. And it's because it encounters something called wind shear, and that is detrimental to hurricanes, especially as it makes its way towards the coastline. Okay, so we're going to see here, it's now looking like it takes a southward turn, likely dropping to tropical storm status sometime Tuesday into Wednesday with max winds of 40 miles per hour. So as of now, it does look like any of that moisture stays away from the U.S. Gulf coastline and heads towards the Mexican Gulf coastline. So we'll be watching this. Obviously, this track does look quite a bit different from yesterday, and it's because of a timing of a cold front. That's not the only wave that we are watching. Another tropical wave does look like it is starting to really just become a cluster of storms. As of now, only a 20% chance of development there. Okay, so there's Rafael, but look at this. This front that's eventually working its way through Texas is going to make it towards that Texas coastline, and that's what helps keep some of this steering motion towards the south for the tropical system. So that's one of the reasons why we're going to see that the system steers clear of Texas. Okay, so let's talk about the peak of hurricane season. Hurricane season runs until the end of November. The peak happens sometime around September 10th. Right now, we're really at the tail end of the season, and we generally see a downward turn in activity. So this is number of named storms here as far as we've been keeping records. And this downward turn really happens towards the beginning of November. So we'll generally see activity wind down, but the 2024 hurricane season has been an active one. So here's a look at the stats so far. Like I said, Rafael became the 17th named storm of 2024. On average in a season, we'll see 14 named storms. Let's talk about hurricanes. 11 hurricanes this season. On average, one season sees about 17 hurricanes. Now let's talk about major hurricanes. That is Category 3 or higher. We have seen 5 major hurricanes during this season, now including Rafael, because it did gain Category 3 status ahead of landfall. And on average, we see 3. And again, we're watching another tropical wave, so don't be surprised if we do see another named storm before the end of the season.